All right, we're live. After much technical difficulties, we're here. We always push through for you guys, though. It is April 11th. Holy shit, it's April 11th, dude. Today was like 70 out. Warm weather's back. What else is back? Baseball's back. Playoffs are back. The Masters was back.
We're back.
And we're back. We got a lot of shit to get to. Yeah, so that voice you just heard is my boy Mark. He's back.
As always.
Your
boys are back in town. We're ready to go. There's a lot on the slate. Big weekend this past weekend with sports between the UFC, Masters, all that shit. We're getting into it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I'd say this week was an absolutely phenomenal week for sports. If you didn't sit around and watch sports for at least some part of this weekend, then you can't call yourself a sports fan. We had the Masters. We had the final days of the NBA season. Baseball. The weather was starting to break. Except at Augusta, of course, which is weird. But we'll
there was
into
more
all
that there was a lot that broke in Augusta.
Yeah. There's a couple things broke this week. Maybe even a few records. Maybe we'll get into that. Well, I'm sitting here with my legs crossed, so it's going to be a good episode. That's all I got to say.
Facts. Let's go. Just starting the stream. Just getting going.
It's 9:45 at night. Normally I'd be in bed.
Total me drunk.
Dude, it's totally drunk. I've been listening to his podcast for so many years.
I know. We know his podcast. We know him. But
I put you on him, dude. I fucking love that kid.
You introduced me to him.
Yeah, he's a great kid.
You introduced me to him, but have I ever tried to pronounce his name out loud? No.
I don't think I. I don't think I've ever heard you pronounce his name.
Nope. Well, now you know what I thought it was. People shorten it. Yeah, I know. I feel you. Also, Scott, why don't you tell the viewers what's a little bit different about what we normally do?
Well, one, we're live.
Frickin' live.
Two,
live. Come see it.
Two, if you guys aren't watching on YouTube, you should be, because I got a live audience behind me right now. 30 people deep.
Yeah.
Just
Tons
kidding.
Of people deep.
That was a lie. But I am in a new room. I moved into my man cave.
When we first started this podcast, you were getting ready to move out of your old place. So you had your PC and there was nothing but there was a lot of stuff behind you. It looked good. It was a good setup. But then as we kept the podcast going, there was things just moving out. The further we went, the next week there'd be one thing gone. The week after that there'd be another thing gone.
I'm eventually, dude, it's gonna be me.
There's nothing.
Eventually, I'm gonna get kicked out of this room.
Yeah. So, slowly but surely, we've made it to this other room, which is a plus.
Yeah. As you can see,
my streaming room has turned into my daughter's room, that she doesn't use. So,
as you can see, I'm showing everybody on the YouTube. This is where the watch parties are gonna take place in the future.
Oh yeah. So as you guys can see, there's
angle.
A bar behind him, and the bar behind him has a little. We're gonna call it a camera hole, where that we can kind of angle towards the TV, angle towards everyone at the bar.
We can't angle it at the TV because that's
you can't.
No, that's why it's set up the way you cannot. That's why it's set up the way it's set up, so you can get everybody's reaction and people drinking at the bar, but you cannot get the TV.
Oh, I got you. Well, we'll figure it out, but there's going to be watch parties down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is his man cave, and I can't wait to fucking break it in and show you guys what we got.
Big things coming.
Big things.
But we got a lot of things coming right now that we got to get into. Pretty good segue there, if I do say so myself. But we got the Masters. That just happened. I know you might have won a little bit of money on that. So we'll get right into that. We'll rip that apart while it's still fresh in our brains. Even though I didn't really watch anything besides the final round. To be honest.
I watched the whole fucking thing.
Once
Mostly
the rain
because-
started kicking
mostly
in, I'm like, I
because they
can't
had
figure
the-
this out.
Go ahead.
Once the rain kicked in, I'm like, I can't figure out the schedule.
Yeah, no, it didn't matter to me that much because like, oh shit, did the stream? No, it's good. All right. No, it didn't matter to me that much because, at the first day it was like, okay, it bothered me a little bit the first day because it was like, oh, okay, the Masters is suspended, cool. And then you're like, don't even think about it. You're looking at other shit, and then it's like all of a sudden you go back to check if it's on, and it's already been playing for like a fucking hour. So you're like, oh wait, like the guy I was watching during this thing, I thought he wasn't playing, but I mean, I guess he already played 4 more holes since I checked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's suspended again, so you keep checking, and then they just suspended for the day.
That's literally why I stopped watching. I'm like, I'll fucking watch it on Sunday.
Yeah, so it was a little tough, but I mean, there's nothing they can do about it.
Mother Nature. She's going to do whatever she wants.
Exactly. But
I will say a few things we learned. What's that dude's name? The slow guy? Pat Cantlay?
well, Victor Hovland and Patrick Cantlay,
Oh
they were
my
super
God, dude.
slow.
At some point, bro, you got to just, like, shoot the ball. I mean, I guess, like...
You weren't gonna win.
I know that they wanted to take their time because it's the Masters. They want to, like, line up the shot perfect. Like, every shot counts. So they don't want to...
Well, I kept wondering, like, I was watching the broadcast, and it's like, why aren't they showing Rahm and Koepka? And then they show them
Because they're standing
like,
next to their clubs like this, waiting to fucking shoot.
Literally. And the thing is, once I really started looking at it, I'm kind of like, okay, like, they are being super slow. So,
Yeah.
they needed to speed it up, and like the reaction of Brooks for that was fucking hilarious. And then once he said that, I feel like it kind of like unleashed the floodgates, and everyone just started coming after them like crazy. And like for those two, it's like they're not even gonna, like I said, they're not in really have a chance to win it. So for them to just like take their time, they're like, oh, I'm just enjoying the Masters this year. This is awesome. Meanwhile, the two people that are battling for a fucking green jacket are like, will these people hurry the fuck up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a tough situation, but I mean, we'll get into what happened shortly. But that was definitely one thing where I was like, oh my God, guys, like,
Yeah.
just don't triple bogey and you'll be all right. Like, God forbid. And it's not like they needed to make like top 12 to get into the Masters. Like, they're both top golfers. Like, they're both going to be at the Masters regardless of what they place. So
Yeah. Another thing I wrote down was, the live guys showed up.
2 of them did. Oh no, 3 of them did.
Dude, I mean,
Well, 3 of the main ones that come to mind.
Aren't they in the
obviously
top
Koepka,
5? 3 of them?
3 of the 5. Well,
Top
there was
10,
like ties
maybe?
and shit. I have to look at the top. I don't really. If I look at the top,
I'm going to look it up
But-
real quick. It's kind of important.
yeah,
Masters.
Nicholson
results.
shot the fucking. Was it a 65 or something like that, which was fucking
Nicholson,
wild. Like,
Koepka, that's 2. Patrick Reed, that's 3 out of the top 5.
yeah, so 3 out of the 5. And I can't stand Patrick Reed. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know if it's his face, or just the way he carries himself, or that he tweets every other week.
Yeah.
But
Or his wife tweets every
I-
other week.
literally, like, I was just like watching him, and he was like slowly like making birdies, and I'm like, please, I'm like, do not let this guy like be in contention for this shit. I'm like, we got 2 people, they got their own stories, not Hovland. Was it Hovland? No, who was trying to backdoor it?
Nicholson?
No, this was before they even started the 3rd round Sunday morning.
Oh, I don't know.
It was like -8, -10, and -11 or some shit like that. I forget exactly what it was, but there was, I don't remember if it was Hovland. I don't remember exactly who it was, but whatever. There was one guy that could come that was about to backdoor, and then he just fucking completely lost it at the
man.
end. Can't remember his name. Which is
He
so
was
weird,
about to
because
come, he was going to backdoor it.
He was gonna backdoor it, and then all of a sudden, boom, It was just two people, and then when
Hate when
Reed
you're
and
about to
Mickelson
come and
came
you're
up
about
and
to
speak,
back door.
I'm like, just let it be these two. But it also made for a lot of fun too, because to see if they're obviously looking at it. John Rahm even mentioned it, and like if they choked or whatever, and then someone who was in the clubhouse won, that would have been wild too. But as long as it wasn't Reed, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Patrick Reed won the Masters. I probably would never watch golf again.
Didn't he won it already? No,
I don't know, but if he won that one, we're like,
that
no
one, yeah. We would have ripped up a couple other trees.
Brutal.
I'm
Let's talk about
digging this
that,
thing
dude. The
out.
fucking the tree falling, dude. Did you listen to part of my take yesterday? Big Cat was like, if a tree hit me at the Masters, all I would tell them is I want to play in every tournament for the rest of my life.
I did hear
And
that.
it got me thinking, like, dude,
He's like, I just want a membership.
if you got hit by a tree at Augusta, you would, even if like the tiniest leaf hit me on the head, I'd be like, oh, my fucking shoulder, dude.
I fucking love PFT too. PFT's so funny. I don't know. They came up with like a little short YouTube video of him and Hank like going head to head with golf, but Billy, like in the beginning of the video, I don't know, Billy did like this whole video on like super fans, and one of them like ended up going to jail, and then the guy that he did the video on ended up like missing his court date, and like he's on the run.
Yeah.
So Billy got in touch with a bounty hunter in Colorado that's trying to find the guy. I don't know if it's Colorado, but somewhere. And he's like, I need funding, like I need someone to pay for my plane tickets and da 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 da. So he like walks up to PFT and he goes, hey, so there's this bounty hunter, and PFT just goes, done. Billy's like, well, no, just wait, listen. He goes, no, I don't need to hear anymore. Yeah, I'll pay for whatever you need. Just go ahead. All he heard was, so there's this bounty hunter. And he goes,
great.
I've been managing Billy for a long time.
You keep
that's
talking
all I
about
need
them.
to
We're gonna
hear.
have to at them. Fuck, jeez.
This shit's a riot.
Anyways, what were we talking about? The Masters?
Yes.
I will
We
say.
were talking about Patrick Reed and Liv.
I will say that fucking the pink dogwood did not play out as I thought the pink dogwood was gonna play out this weekend.
Oh yeah, that did not work out too well.
How many names? Right. How many whole names did you learn this weekend, Mac?
No, there's a lot. But yeah, I don't know. If you go back and listen to last week, I think we were dead wrong. What was it? 13? That's the one you were talking about?
That's 2.
2. I know. I just know that we were talking about one last week, and yeah, I don't know if we were right or wrong about that one. You said we were dead wrong.
Dead wrong. No.
All right.
The pink dogwood is a whole. And so is
I know.
Fucking.
But there was one we were talking about.
I think it's called like the.
Changed. It got changed, and that was 13. And I'm pretty sure that's the one we were
Hole
talking
2 is the pink dogwood. Number 1 is the old tea olive. Flowering peach.
So with how Mickelson shot that last round, 65, I'm pretty sure it was the best one of the day. Do you think he has another shot of
No.
winning it again?
No, but I think he could be competitive in it all the time. Maybe actually no.
I mean,
maybe for the next 3 years.
Finishing off, what he got second. So when he comes in next year, oh, he might be fired up. You never know what can happen. That was really cool to see, though. It really was.
Yes, it was.
Who did you?
Do you have any
going
other
into it?
notes?
Who did you want to win?
I mean,
like before,
at
not
heart,
like after it started, like before.
Before it started, I kind of wanted Willie Z to finally win, and then he didn't even fucking play one hole. So
yeah, he like hurt his back. Like a disc split or some shit like that.
I just want him to. He came so close that time that I would like to see him get one because that sucks. Just quick update. Hawks won. Celtics will be playing the Hawks in the first round. But we'll talk about that later.
God.
But the Hawks did just win. So.
Thank God. We're Celtics fans, so we wanted the Hawks over the Heat. The Heat always gives fucking some bullshit. Jimmy G.
I mean, the Hawks are still a good team. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, but I'd rather them than the Heat any day of the week.
Yeah, of course. As a Celtics fan, dude, you see the Heat coming, you're like, oh, dude.
Here we go.
All right,
it's like, even though we're like way better, it's still like we could be like a 10 out of 10 team, and they could be like a 6 out of 10 team, and they still might play us like they're just as good as us.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any notes for the Masters? Because I didn't really write too much stuff down. I didn't watch a whole lot.
Yeah, I
of
could
it.
go off the top because I watched a lot of it.
Got to talk about John Rahm. Can't forget about
John
him.
Rahm
and Brooks. Brooksy boy.
So John Rahm, I think that he is the best golfer on tour right now, and it's not close. And I would have said that before. Or there's like Scotty Scheffler's close, but I think John Rahm is more consistent than Scotty Scheffler.
I think it's 1A and 1B.
Yeah, I think that they're just kind of they go hand in hand. If one, there might be one on, one off, but no matter, like if John Rahm doesn't play his best, he's still going to be up there. If Scotty Scheffler doesn't play his best, he's still going to be up there. Like Scotty Scheffler, if you watched him during the Masters this year, he didn't play good at all, like up to his standards, and he was still like, I don't know exactly what he placed, but I mean he was still up there. You know what I mean? So if he was playing good, he was making putts. Like if he wasn't doing all those shitty shots, he would have been fine. But I think that John Rahm, if I had to say, is the best golfer that there is out there right now. I wanted Max Homa to win. I thought that if Max Homa got some momentum starting off, then he might do well. And I just like Max Homa. He goes on a lot of the podcasts that I listen to, and he does a lot of videos, and he's just an overall good, respectable, like fun guy. So even next year, I'll probably put a future on him because I think he has a chance to win it. But I also put a future on Rahm because I think Rahm's the best player. When I saw Brooks was up there and Brooks was at the top, I didn't think too much of it at first. I know who Brooks is, obviously. I know how good he is. I knew he was kind of falling off. But then there was one night. It was the night after the first day. The first or second day that I'm like, oh, golf's like stirring in my head. I have a daughter, so like I can't really like watch shows as much as I used to. So golf was stirring in my head. I said, you know what, let me throw on Full Swing and watch some of that while golf's stirring, and I'm going to bed soon. And Brooks's episode came up, and he was talking about how he doesn't have it anymore. He can't hang with these guys. He's got all of his major trophies in this nice trophy case, and then in the middle he goes, this one's going to be the Masters one eventually, and everyone talking shit about him, and then boom, he's in the fucking lead. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's really cool. So even though I think Rahm is the better golfer overall, even though I like Rahm, I love golf, and I think Brooks would have been such an amazing story for him to win that. So if I didn't have money on Rahm, I would have been rooting for Brooks all day long.
Yeah, I was hoping Brooks would make it a show, to be honest.
Yeah, and I was also curious to see when, if he did lose, like kind of how he would handle it. And he handled it pretty well so far. He like posted a picture of him, his caddy, Rahm, and Rahm's caddy, all just laughing, waiting for Hovland in his group. But, I thought he might go MIA, God knows what. But he said he's ready for the other majors and he's ready to prove himself. So if I had to put my money on Brooks winning a major this year, I definitely would. And that reminds me, I should probably look into that because I literally will put money on it 100%.
Yeah. I think the pressure got to him. I think he started seeing Rahm playing lights out, and Rahm has that killer instinct. And Rahm was like, once he overtook the lead, that was it. He's like, this is...
Yeah, you could kind of see it. Like, I'm like, while I'm watching it, I'm like, I can easily tell like if Brooks is fading and John's like kind of pouncing on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty easy to tell. I'm like, as soon as Brooks started driving it into the other fairway, I'm like, oh god, here we go. But yeah, congratulations to John Rahm. I don't think he's done. I think he could definitely win another Masters, no doubt about it. Also, shout out to what's his name? The amateur that was like literally in the final grouping and like did well.
Sam Bennett.
Sam Bennett.
Is that his name? Sam Bennett?
I'm pretty sure his last name is Bennett.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys know who we're talking about. I'm pretty sure that's his name. That kid is going to be fucking real good. Real good. I mean, if he can play under pressure like that, he's proved to himself that he can compete with the best. And, you know, once he starts developing his game, and obviously he's going to get done with school and not have fucking homework or class to go to, so he's just going to focus on golf.
Yep.
That kid's going to be good. Keep his name in mind, 100%.
What college is he at? Texas A&M? Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I can't remember.
All right.
I know that they were asking him if he was gonna. He had like a
Let's do
tournament
that.
that he had to play in the next day after he had just got done with the Masters. He's like, I might play. I'm like, no way he's playing, and he ended up opting out. You know, for good reason. He should celebrate how he did, man. I don't know if he got top 12, or I don't know if the trophy that he got makes
I think
it,
he
so he
came
goes
in
back.
tied 8th.
He got 8th.
Let me look.
But since he won the best amateur trophy, he might already get an invitation back. Scott, you did a heart. Did someone say something that I missed? Or you just
Oh,
did that?
tied 16th. I did a heart. Just because. Sam Bennett, that's his name.
Oh.
Sammy Bennett. Will we see you at the RBC Heritage? But
So he got 9th, so he'll be back at the Masters next year.
oh, it wasn't 16th?
Oh, you said 16th? I thought you said 9th.
No, 16th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you guys know golf better than me do, I don't know if since he got the amateur trophy that he's back next year, but I know top 12 gets invited back, so we'll see what happens. I mean, he could win the amateur, U.S. amateur again, so we'll see. But that kid played fucking lights out. Good for him. What a fucking... I'm, like, waiting for this kid to, you know, show, like, some type of emotion. And he was just so locked in the whole entire time. Like, finally, when he was walking off 18 and everyone just gave him a standing ovation, like, finally he started showing some emotion. And I'm like, good for him. And I saw on Twitter, like, that his coach and his teachers were giving him shit about doing homework. And he was like, sorry, like, I can't focus on homework right now. You know, give the kid a damn weekend to play some golf. Like, get off his ass. You know what I mean?
He's got to learn responsibilities.
Legit. Like, if there's one weekend that you need to leave your student alone, that's probably the weekend. The best tournament in the world. Like, people who don't even like golf will sit there and watch the fucking Masters. Or I shouldn't say don't like golf, like don't even golf themselves or follow any other or know any names. Like they'll turn on the fucking Masters and watch it. But yeah, no, overall, I thought it was a cool Masters. I thought the weather sucked, but like at the end of the day, it's a cool story where fucking trees were falling down. Thankfully, no one got hit.
You don't see that at every Masters.
I think that the last thing that we need to talk about is Tiger Woods. What do you think?
Yeah, let's talk about Tiger
and
Woods.
then we'll end it. We'll end it after that. We'll go on to the next thing. But what do you think about Tiger Woods? I'd like to hear it.
I mean, I'm sure you could walk around West Bridgewater Country Club, no issues.
Well, I mean, he couldn't hang with us, but he can come.
Dude, you should just get a cart, bro. Next time he goes out to Augusta, just get a cart.
Yeah, because I think they allow him it, but there's no way he would ever do that. He has too much pride. There's
Yeah.
there's no way. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, he's got kids. You know, he doesn't want to be, because the way that the media is, everyone's on Tiger's side. But as soon as Tiger started using a cart, and if he did start to win after he used a cart, that's all they would say. You know, they'd be all those journalists saying, "Oh, Tiger's using cart. No one else is. This is why he's winning." Like, not saying that's why Tiger's not doing it, because he's not doing it because that's how he is, and he just wants it to be a fair playing field, and he has pride. But
Yeah.
I really do wonder that if he did use a cart, how he would play. Because I think that with how
Probably
you can, when you
pretty
see
good
him
for the
walking
first, like,
around, dude.
round.
Like, I know you watch golf, but like when you see him walking around, you can see him limping. You can see him wincing. Like, you can see how much pain he's in. And
Yeah.
so obviously his head is in that space. Like, he's thinking about that. So if he's not walking like that, he's taking a cart and he's not thinking about that, I wonder if he could play better. I'm not going to say like how he used to, but I wonder if he could play better. But you guys, everyone also has to remember too, is like, there might be a couple year, like, because obviously he has a he's a Masters champion, so he can come back to the Masters whenever he wants to play. But Tiger always wants to be competitive playing in the Masters. So I bet you there'll be, unless he swallows a little bit of his pride, I bet you there'll be maybe like a 3 to 5 year gap where he's retired, he doesn't play in the Masters, and then eventually he'll come back and play for fun like the other champions do. When that day is, I don't know, but we will see. You know what would be cool to see is like a LeBron Bronny moment. Is if, I'm not sure how old Tiger is now, but say Tiger plays in 7 years. Say he's like 52 at the time. And then Charlie is 18 or 19. And Charlie plays in the Masters, and he does as well. That would be really cool.
And then he can drive his dad around in a car.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Boom! Alright, we're going to move on.
But, yeah,
Spent
we're
a
a
half
Tiger
hour
podcast.
on the Masters.
We love Tiger.
We got a big segment to get to. Hopefully it doesn't take a half hour. Alright, let's do playoffs for the NBA. That is set, other than maybe a few teams. Got to play their way in. But let's go through the series that are set. In the West, we got Suns Clippers. KD on the Suns. Is he playing right now?
Who?
KD.
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I've been so wrapped up in the Masters this past weekend. Oops, sorry guys. This past weekend, that I honestly don't know.
Well,
Wait, so you said the Suns versus who?
the Clippers. I think Russell Westbrook's on the Clippers now. Shows how
Am I
much
seeing
we
this
know
wrong?
about basketball.
Do you mean the Cavaliers?
No, because the Cavaliers are on the East.
Oh, I'm reading it. I'm reading it left to right.
Yeah, you are.
Oops, sorry. I saw this. I looked right and saw the C. I'm like, is he really getting that fucked up? I got the Suns in that one.
Yeah, easy.
It'll probably be close. Yep.
And then the Kings and the Warriors. I mean, the Kings are the team that like everyone's gonna root against.
Everyone counted them out, but this is the worst team for them to be playing, which is absolutely terrible for their playoff chances. As long as everyone is healthy on the Warriors, this is just like some things like fall in place, and I feel like this is one thing that's falling in place for everyone to talk so much shit about the Kings, and then they play the Warriors, and the Warriors, maybe they haven't been the best this season, but they'll come out to play for the playoffs, and the Kings will get beat.
Yeah. I agree.
That's
It's
what I think, my
unfortunate
friend.
because the Kings had a season. And no one thought they would either.
Nope.
But how about PFT's number 1 seeded Nuggets, baby? Let's go!
um, I don't know. They're playing who?
We don't know yet.
8th seed. Oh, you don't know yet.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy that they got number 1 seed. But then again, there was so much movement going around in the West that like no teams
I don't know.
ever really established themselves out there.
See, I don't look at them, and I'm not like I feel like the East is more established, like where you kind of like know the top teams. You're like, okay, Bucks, Celtics, maybe 76ers is third. You kind of know like who the top dogs are. With the West, like yeah, the Nuggets are ranked first, but like I don't think it's as nearly as set in stone as the East is. So I feel like the West is kind of a toss-up compared to the East, and that's why I really don't believe in the Nuggets as much as the top 3 in the East. If I match them up against anyone in the East, it's like...
Has an 8 ever beaten a 1 in the NBA?
Oh, it must have happened at one point. It must have. Shit. Dude, I feel like I need to check my bets here soon, but I feel like I'm doing dog shit right now. Alright, so we did that. I'm going to switch this one more time.
Yeah, it's happened before. A couple times.
Sports. Okay, then let's start just better.
So yeah, then the Grizzlies. I'm rooting for the Grizzlies in the West because my cousin moved to Tennessee, and now I have a reason to root for the Grizzlies, and I love that team.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, so the Grizzlies will play whoever wins tonight between the Lakers and the T-Wolves. That's going to be a good game. That kicks off right now.
Oh, what? Oh, right around now. I think the Lakers are going to win, dude. It might be close, but... wait, so you said the Hawks won, right?
Yeah, the Hawks won, so Celtics are playing the Hawks.
So I think that we beat them. And then if we beat them, we play...
I think everyone wants to see the Sixers versus the Celtics in the second round.
Oh, okay. So we play the Sixers or the Nets.
Yeah. I think so.
I could see the Sixers and the Celtics in the second round. I could see it going like 7 games.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we pull it out. And then after we pull it out, most likely against the Bucks.
Oh, God. Let's slow down, Mark. We don't want to jinx anything. Let's just do our first round picks.
Yeah, you're right. We got a lot of weeks. We got a lot of episodes left. You're right. So as of right now, yeah, that's what I think. I don't know. I'm looking at these other games. I didn't.
You can still say my favorite team in the West to come out of the West is the Grizzlies. If they can get past the Warriors, which I don't know when they'd have to play them. I don't think they would have to play them till like the finals. If the Nuggets lose, they'd be fucked. They'd have to play them in the second round. But yeah, I like the Grizzlies in the West, and then in the East, obviously, I gotta say the Celtics.
You know what would be like such a LeBron story? Is if LeBron was like in the play-in tournament, barely got in, and then ran through everyone in the fucking playoffs. Right after coming off an injury.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, if this happens, just remember this and clip this. But
all right, we will.
I mean, it could happen, 100%.
Yeah, we'll remember.
They could get hot.
All right. So that's all I got for that.
Well, yeah. Also, remember, guys, we're not doing. We're also not doing like. They're probably like, that's it. Well, yeah, we do a show every week, so we don't want to use up.
Yeah,
like,
we'll recap
Scott stopped
next
me
week.
because I started talking about the playoffs as a whole. So we're trying to keep it week by week and kind of move on, rather than saying, "Oh, this is what I think is going to happen," because when the next week rolls around and we need to talk about it, we can't get as much content out of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll predict them before they're happening. Don't worry. Those
And
are our
then we'll do the
predictions for
reaction, and then we'll do the next prediction.
Yeah. So you got anything else for NBA?
Jaylen Brown hurt his hand on a vase.
Oh,
Is
God.
that true? I never even looked it up. I heard it on
I
DMT,
hope
and I
not.
never looked it up. It's got to be true. They were talking about it, but that's just weird. How? Or maybe they were making a joke. I have no idea. I never confirmed. They said he hurt his hand on broken glass or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. But as a Celtics fan, it just makes me laugh because I'm like, really? Like, one of our best players, second best player, is like grabbing his mom's flowers and a vase falls on the ground, or he goes to pick up something stupid that's broken. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like when what's his name? Ray Jean fell in the shower right before the playoffs started or whatever. Broke his wrist.
We'll get more into Jaylen Brown after the playoffs because it's going to be interesting to see if we can keep him next year.
Yeah, I wonder when those games are gonna start.
After the play-in ones.
Yeah, the Celtics.
I don't know.
Let's see.
One thing I will say is that I think that'll be smart for us to do if we have the time. Is just start doing just a straight Boston podcast where we focus on all the Boston teams and go in depth. I think that could be cool. I mean, and we don't need to do anything crazy. Like, we normally do that. We'll do this, and then maybe another day or right after we'll do just a 30-minute, 45-minute Boston podcast.
All right. Moving on to NHL. We got the playoffs. We'll have a more clear picture in 2 days, but we're gonna do our if they started right now. I did just want to say real quick, the Bruins just broke the record for most points in a season, like 5 minutes ago. So I think they should be resting everyone up. I think the season's pretty much a wrap. Time to head on to the playoffs.
Yep. Careful of your desk.
Careful of my desk.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, it really is cool to see. We've obviously been Bruins fans since we were babies. We've seen them, win a cup. We've seen a ton of different things.
Keep talking.
So to see them do this is really cool. It's a great accomplishment for our team. But with the way that our town is, if we don't win the cup, it'll probably be a bust. No, it will be a bust. I mean, eventually, say the Bruins don't win for the next 10, 15 years, people will be like, whoa, well, you remember that time, we set the record. But if they don't win the cup, then people are going to be real upset. And I understand that's not a breathtaking opinion or take. But being from Boston, you guys don't understand how much that take actually means. There'll be so much hate. They'll talk about it on sports radio for, Scott, 6 months? Well, until the next hockey season starts.
They'll talk about it, yeah. I mean, dude, they'll talk about it for years. You'll never hear the end of it. The year.
And people will say, oh, yeah, everyone knows that. But like I said, being from Boston and actually knowing the sports media around here and being like a part of it myself, like me, I don't really care that much. Of course, I believe the same thing, but am I gonna hate on them and shit on the team if they don't?
No, but also, I wouldn't have cared as much if they weren't going for these records. But now it's clear as day that they were trying to break these records. They kept all the starters playing. They haven't rested anybody. Maybe that's the game plan, not rest anyone. Don't let anyone get, the idea that, rest is going to happen. But, they're literally going for records right now, which, if you lose, it looks terrible. Because we don't give participation.
I'm not laughing at you. The Iceman just tweeted. It came up in the bottom of bottom right hand corner of my screen, and it said, he said, I don't remember. It was like I got a lot more horses to bet on. $1 beers. I'm like, what? Oh, dude, it's fucking 10.25. But no, I completely agree with what you said. But the sad thing is, if I really had to bet on it, I would probably bet on the Bruins losing. Just because every time it feels like we're going to make a run in the playoffs, we don't. And now that they have so much pressure on them, and it does feel like we're focusing a lot on, the win record and stuff, just as they should. But I don't know, man. And everyone's going to want, just like the Patriots. Like when the Patriots were going 16-0 and they played against like people in the playoffs, it's like they were looking at them as like David versus Goliath. So those people are all playing their hearts out. And not to say that they wouldn't play their hearts out before, but it's just like a different type of thing, and hopefully the Bruins can get past it. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna root for them. I'm gonna watch them. And like I said, yeah, I might have a couple comments like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, come on, guys, you should have won the cup." But I'm not gonna be one of those people that are just harping on it. Like, dude, we had a season that people will never ever forget. But I just hope the story of that season doesn't become they lost the cup.
I agree.
So we'll see what happens.
Sorry, the T-Wolves are up, and I'm trying to live bet them right now.
Oh, yeah. So Hurricanes, Red Wings fucked me. I bet 5.5. They got 5 goals. Sabres, Devils, I cashed over 7, 2-6. That's 8. And believe, dude, I was checking these games all day until the third period. It looked like I was dead in the water, and then now I'm doing all right.
All right, I just was able to do it.
That one cashed. And then these next games, we'll have to see what happens. I didn't bet on the Wild Jets, but.
All right, hold on. We'll get to the bets here in a minute. Let's talk about these matchups. So, right now, if the playoffs started right now, today, the Bruins would be playing the Islanders in the first round.
Bruins with 3-1. Or, I'm sorry. Best of 7, so.
Islanders seem to play the Bruins pretty well. They beat them in the playoffs that one year.
Yeah, but I don't see the Bruins heartbreaking us in the first round.
You mean the
I see
Islanders?
it being. What'd I say?
The Bruins, but could be either or.
Yeah. I don't see it being the first
Depends
round.
on how well they play.
So, yeah, I think it's more of like a second round type fucking heartbreak. We'll see. I think we beat them. I think we probably beat them like.
You just said 3-1.
3-1?
That's what you said.
I don't know. No, it would be 4-1.
Listen,
Right?
I'll be honest. I don't think this season's a fluke. I think it's a fucking get the brums out.
I don't. This series.
No, I don't think this season was a fluke. And I don't think the playoffs are going to change this team. I think this team has already seen the playoffs. They're all seasoned. And I think get the brooms out. The number 1 seed for a reason. Breaking records for a reason. President's Trophy curse who? That's what I think. Anyways, next matchup would be Canes versus Panthers. I think the Panthers are going to shake the world up, and I think they're going to upset the Hurricanes in that series. Panthers have been playing. They're a scary team when they get it going, dude. And they seem to get it going. President's Trophy winners last year.
You said it was who? The Canes and the who?
And the
I'm
Panthers.
sorry, Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to get it in front of me. That's all.
Here, I got a link for you.
Canes and the Panthers. I think the Panthers have been one of the best teams that I like to bet on scoring wise. I think the Hurricanes are also really good defensively. They're really good goaltending. But I think it all depends on how the series starts. If the Panthers come out, they win game 1. Maybe they're competitive in game 2. I think they can win it. But if they come out and lose game 1 and 2, I don't see them coming back at all.
I think that series is going 7. I think the Panthers will upset them in the end. That's all.
Yeah.
Next series is the big one. The Leafs and the Lightning. But remember, obviously we all know about. Did they?
Yeah.
What was that score?
Over 7. I know that because I bet on the same one before, and it wasn't even close. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not touch that.
It was 7.
It was 7 even. Okay, so I would have cashed, but
and it was Leafs, which is, I don't think that means anything, to be honest. I think if the Leafs goaltending could be an issue, and obviously that curse. We don't think about it right now. They're winning games in the regular season, but when the playoffs hit, and you're playing in front of.
You have the one pulled up on the actual NHL website?
Huh? No, Sports Bet MGM.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think when the Leafs get in front of that Toronto crowd, the curse might not be real right now, but in the playoffs, dude, it really weighs heavy on you, knowing that they haven't won a series in how long and all that shit. It really starts to weigh heavy on you, in my opinion. I mean, how the fuck would I know? It's not like I fucking dropped the puck at Madison Square, dude. I'm just saying, when your franchise is as astounded as Toronto, and you guys haven't won a playoff series in how long, and then you go in front of the home crowd, and then maybe you go down 3-1, the fucking the place is gonna lose it on you. And
yeah, no, I completely agree.
What the hell are you doing over there?
I was looking at the playoff record. That's my bad. It should come right back up. There we go.
None of us can see that, the recording and stuff. No one else is gonna see that or hear that or anything. So,
yeah, no, it'll come back up. It'll sec.
But no one knows what you're talking about.
Oh, that's fine. Well, whatever. Now it's back up.
I'm saying, from the podcast perspective, the only people that know what you're talking about is the 5 people in your live stream.
Oh my god.
All right, moving on. They put this series in twice for some reason. Devils versus Rangers.
I got Rangers. Close series. I think that if the Rangers want to come out, they want to play tight. They want to.
Dude, these are fucking great matchups. I'm sorry.
Dude, wait till you see the other side. I feel like the other side's better.
The other side's really good too. I agree.
I think the other side's better than this side, but this side
wasn't really that. This is the whole East, right? 2.
Yeah, well, 6, I guess you
8,
could call it the East, but then the other side's really good too, the West, with the Wild and the Stars or whatever it is. But
fuck the Stars. Just saying.
Oh my god, this is bothering the shit out of me. I'm not gonna look at it. My fucking head in Discord is just I look, because I'm going back and forth to make sure the shit's not lagging, but in Discord my head is just going left to right and just being fucking nuts. So yeah, I got the Rangers. I think that if they play it tight, they get physical.
The Bruins can never catch a break, dude. I'll tell you why after. Keep talking about your point.
I think the Rangers will win this one. I think it'll be close though.
If the Bruins beat the Islanders, they have to play the winner of the Leafs and the Lightning before they even get to the finals.
Yeah, they normally are kryptonite. So it will be interesting to see what happens.
I don't want to go up against a Leafs team that just won their first series in 15 years. Or whatever it is, 20 years. However long it is. I don't want to go up. We need the Lightning to win that series.
Against a historic team that they're going to want to just go lights out against.
Yeah. We need the Lightning to win that series. Need. Not want, need the Lightning to win that series. So, I'm taking the fucking Lightning money line every night when that series kicks off.
Yeah, we're going to need it.
But
I understand. I'm trying to change the category here.
All right, let's kick it over to the West. Kick it over to Mark's favorite side. I think every single one of these series is a pick'em. I think every single one of these teams is the definition of why like the NHL playoffs is what it is. Get in and you have a chance. I don't know why I said win. Get in and you have a shot. Just get in the dance. That's like the Kings teams those years. Like the reason why I'm a Kings fan, they were the 8th seed and they won. Like the NHL playoffs is the epitome of like the seeding does not matter.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree. But some of these matchups are fucking insane.
I mean, yeah. Some of them you could say like you kind of know who's gonna win, but like this Golden Knights Jets, I have no idea who's gonna win that matchup. Both of those teams are fucking loaded and playing really well right now.
I got the Golden Knights on that one.
I got the Jets.
Perfect.
I think the Jets probably take that. Kraken Stars. I fucking hate the Stars. They lost me a lot of money this year. I'm taking the Kraken.
I'd take the Stars on that one.
Oilers Kings. I'm taking the Kings.
That's an insane matchup. Those are two of my favorite teams in the NHL.
Yeah, the Kings are my second favorite team, so I'm riding with them.
That's going 7 games, I think. 100%.
If the Oilers lose that game, that series, boom, that place is they are gonna blow that place up.
Dude, the Oilers are fucking insane.
I know, think about they need to win something over there.
Dude, I would love to see the Oilers versus the Bruins.
Dude, that's what I was saying. But I want the Kings to win this matchup. But I would love... I mean, my favorite, a Stanley Cup perfection for me would be Bruins-Kings. I would literally, I couldn't watch the game with anyone because it would just be wet dreams the whole day.
It would be so low scoring and defensive, it would be boring. If it's the Oilers, it would be like...
I don't know if the Bruins can keep up once the Oilers get going.
Pass to the puck, fucking have Bergeron, cause as much havoc in their end as he possibly can and just score. It would be so much fun to watch compared to the Kings. Now, would the Kings series be awesome to watch? Of course, but it would just be a different type.
Dude, but games score, that doesn't happen in the playoffs.
I know.
But I mean, which is why goaltending is so big in the playoffs, and I don't know if ours is gonna hold up, dude.
Well, yeah.
Fuck is Linus Ullmark, dude? Come on.
Because I don't want to That was one thing I didn't want to say, because I don't want to turn it into a Bruins podcast. Is the two goaltending fucking revolving door of the two. It's I wonder if they're gonna just pick one. And just kind of
they are. It's Ullmark. They're gonna ride. He's gonna play every game in the playoffs. 100%.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
I don't know.
No, mark my words. Mark my words. All right. Last one is.
I don't believe you. But what if he goes down 3-0 or 2-0?
Well, then they'll switch it out. Then they will. But I'm saying if he's winning games and he's playing well, it's Linus Ullmark the whole way.
Fair.
Avalanche, Wild.
I don't like the Avalanche.
I think the Avalanche go down early. Kings are out.
Not the
Kings. The Kings.
They've bothered me all fucking season. The Wild, they play good defense. They're a good team, and I just rather them over the Avalanche. I fucking hate the Avalanche, so hoping for the Wild on that one. Plain and simple.
All right. That's it. That's all the first round series. Hopefully,
dude, I'm more hyped for the NHL playoffs than the NBA playoffs.
Same.
Those fucking matchups we just talked about is fucking wild.
Yeah.
But
all right, you want to do sports betting before we end it in UFC? Do UFC first and then our bets.
I say I kind of spoke about my bets earlier. I feel like we've been going for an hour.
Been going for 54 minutes.
Yeah, let's do UFC. We'll skip the sports betting stuff, and then I'll just we'll promote the Discord later about sports betting and call it a day.
All right, so.
And we'll just talk about the co-main and the main.
All right, so with the UFC, I'm just gonna go ahead and just say like what I've been wanting to say, and I wanted to save it for the pod. But the night when Izzy was fighting Alex Pineda for the first night, Mark rooted against me heavily, and he was just like talking something I don't even really remember, but Izzy lost, and I remember like I was on the floor crying. I was so sad. He was my favorite fighter, and you know what Mark said to me? Mark said to me, "That's the sport." And I took that to heart. I was like, you know what? That's true. That is not to heart, but I took that like, and I learned from him. I'm like, he's right. Like that's the sport. Like people are up in the sport and people are down, and anything can happen. And so going into this fight, my hopes were very high. But I didn't know what was going to happen because of obviously the first fight. And what I thought was going to happen was Izzy was going to get thrown against the cage and he was going to get his shit pushed in. Which is what happened.
Like a couple times.
Which is what happened, actually. And, you know, he caught him with a punch. Same punch that he caught him with in the first fight. And just like Mark said the first time, anything happened, dude. Put him out. And it was absolute insanity.
Electric.
And I was asleep for the whole thing because I'm an old man now. But I tried to stay up. I fell asleep like 15 minutes before it started. And fucking I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I looked it up, dude, and I was like, oh my god. It was
I was watching it live. I just got home. I don't smoke at work or anything, so I got up, took care of my daughter, went right to work, worked all day, got home at midnight, and I smoked when I got home. Then I pulled up the fights and I watched the last two fights, and I watched Izzy knock him out. And there was a couple times where Pereira was walking forward and throwing punches, and he just looked so much bigger than Adesanya. He looked so much more like just with strike wise, like it just looked like he had like command a couple times. It was like, okay, this guy, if he keeps doing what he's doing, like he's fucked, because like Pereira would walk forward and Izzy would have no choice but to go against the cage, because unless he literally would run away. And then I'm like, oh my, and like in the shots he was hitting him when he would walk in, I'm like, heavy fucking shots, dude. Heavy shots. And eventually, Izzy obviously did what he did. And I didn't even see it, and I was watching it live. All of a sudden,
you had a feeling, though. You had a feeling you knew what was going to happen because you
I bet on Adesanya. I thought he was going to win, but I didn't think he was going to win.
But you cashed out because you had money on Pineda, too.
Yeah, no, I thought Adesanya was going to win. I just didn't think he was going to win the way that he won. I thought that he was going to use what Pereira doesn't have. I thought he was going to start wrestling him, and I thought he was going to get up and stand up with them, and then if he wasn't winning, which he wasn't, because I told the boys, I don't know if you saw the Discord chat. I was about to text them and say, why is Izzy doing exactly what Pereira wants him to do?
Yeah.
And then this is how it became full circle.
Yep.
Is that Izzy said after the fight? He said, because I'm like, why is he standing with him? Every single time Pereira goes at him, Pereira's doing exactly what he wants to do. He's like about to hit him with a shot. I'm like, why isn't Izzy taking him down? Why isn't he fucking?
He's doing it for a reason.
Yep. So he was setting him up the whole entire fucking time, and he said, "quote unquote," I played possum. And when I first heard it, I'm like, you play possum. Yeah, all right, dude. Like thinking he was just saying that. But then they show the replay. And I don't know if you saw the replay.
Yeah,
but the replay makes it clear that he was not hurt when he fell against the cage and he put his hands up like that. It makes it clear that he actually set him up completely and planned to do what he did.
Yeah, because he threw that punch in the first fight. But when he connected with it, he like stunned Pineda and then like didn't really do anything with it. They showed it. I saw a video of it simultaneous, same punch, but this time he hits him again with the left, and that's what shakes him up, and then he hits him again.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about before, like the way he set it up. So Pereira came.
Yeah, when he falls against the cage.
Yeah, so he wasn't hurt then, but he was pretending he was hurt.
Yeah.
So
It's awesome.
when I first heard that, it's like what every UFC fighter says, and then you watch it and you're like, dude, you were fucking rocked. But then when I watched it this time around, expecting the same thing, I'm like, he wasn't hurt at all. Like he literally set him up like that. Like it was so cool, Scott. If you haven't seen the actual clip, you have to see it. It's fucking it's awesome because he literally like has his hands up like this, gets hit, and you can see him clearly purposely just drop his fucking hands and go against the cage like this. Oh my god, it was fucking awesome. But um yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think between the Masters and that, it was one of my favorite sports weekends that there's been in a while,
Yeah.
for sure.
It came up quick, dude. And then all the stuff Dana White was saying, like I watched the whole thing after. Dana White was just, it felt
Oh,
good. It
you know,
felt
it
good to
got
be back on top.
two things got confirmed today. Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards,
Okay.
and Paulo Costa versus Cosma
Yeah, I saw that.
Chumia.
Saw
Yeah.
that one.
Now, has the UFC put them on their profile? No, but everyone's talking about it. A couple of the people have tweeted about it. The fighters have tweeted about it. So I think they're going to happen.
Yeah,
And
they
both of
will.
those fights are going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait.
That's awesome. And
But
then
we'll talk about those at a later date.
Jorge retired.
Yeah, it's about damn time.
Dude had one
I-
flying knee in his whole career, and everyone loves this dude.
No, so I don't agree with that because if you used to watch Kimbo fights, he
Yeah,
was in the
but I'm
backyard
talking
of
about the
Kimbo's
UFC.
backyard. It don't matter. I mean, if you're a casual, then yeah. But I look at him
I'm
as
not a
like,
casual.
holy
I know
shit.
where he came from. I'm talking about the UFC. What did he do in the UFC?
Let's look up his record.
We know. I know he fought a lot. I'm saying, what did he do that you remember
No, I
without
just
looking
want
it
to
up?
see. I want to see who.
Wait,
fought
just.
against. On
But
the
my
top of
point
my
is,
head,
my
I
point is,
couldn't
off the
think
top of
about
your head, all you think about is the flying knee, right?
it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
because that's the highlight of his career.
But that's all anyone can remember.
But he fought all the best people too. He beat Nate Diaz. He beat Ben Askren, which we know about that. Beat Darren Till. He fought Usman twice. He fought Colby Covington. He fought Gilbert Burns. Just obviously, people there.
Yeah,
Stephen Thompson,
because he's
the
a
Wonder
Kimbo
Boy,
Slice
Damian
guy, dude. He
Maia,
wouldn't
he
turn
beat
down no
Cerrone.
one.
He beat Ellenberger. He fucking lost to Benson Henderson. Dude, he fought
No,
Gilbert
I get it. I
Melendez.
get it. He's fought a lot of people. I understand that.
Yeah, so he's a beast.
But I'm just saying, come from Kimbo Slice, dude. They don't turn down no one. So I don't expect him to have turned down fights in his career. He's not. They're not like.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I mean, do I think he's the best fighter? No, but do I think he fights the best people? Yeah, which
Yes.
is respectable.
And then what else? Did anything else happen that you want to talk about from the UFC?
Oh,
There's some fights coming up. That's all I know.
Rosas Jr. Everyone thought he was so fucking good at 18 years old, and then he got beat
Yeah.
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I bet on that because I mean, dude, just because the kid made it through a little competition doesn't mean that he doesn't have enough experience. And then when someone with a little bit of experience and maybe he gets down, I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. I bet on it just in case, and thank God that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they announced what was it? Was it Nunez Pena?
Nunes
3?
Pena 3. Yeah, I was gonna get into that though.
Oh, sorry.
I mean that's fine. I was just gonna say we got 3 pretty good fight nights coming up. Holloway fighting, Blades is fighting I can't even say his fucking name. Pavlovich, who's really good. And then Moicano, who I like him. And then after that we got 288, which is Sterling versus the return of Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, that'll be good. That
That's in New Jersey too.
that division is just so boring to me right now. So hopefully these two pipe it up and get it going because Sean O'Malley should be the champion of that because he'll actually make it interesting. But those two, hopefully they have a good fight.
Yeah.
And
You
then
need
whoever
some-
wins
we need
that
some small
fights
dudes.
O'Malley.
And then
But-
after that, we have Rosenstrike is fighting. And then after that, they don't have any of the fight nights announced for the rest of that month. And then they have 289, which is June 10th, Nunez versus Pena. And then they don't have it announced, but I think that July fight card is going to be John Jones and Stipe.
I wonder with that Nunez fight. I wonder what the line is going to be for her.
Nunez?
Like I wonder if she's
whip
going to
her
be
up.
like minus 600.
Probably.
But we'll see. Because I mean, it comes down to like it feels like Juliana got like really lucky the first time, and then the second time like Nunez came out and showed her dominance. So now I wonder what Vegas is gonna come out with. But
It's crazy how they only have like 2 months of events lined up at every given time.
yeah, well you got to think we already named 2 that aren't officially announced but are basically made. You know, so they got them in the pipeline. Are they officially on the UFC? No, but we kind of know what's coming.
All right, I think my dog needs to go out, so maybe it's time we wrap it up.
All
You got
right,
anything
Daddy.
else? You want to do bets?
No. I think we've went long enough.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep it dragging.
All right. Well, from our damn, I wanted to come up with a cool slogan. From our computers to yours. Thanks for hanging out.
Yep. One thing I want to say is before we end, is that we are both on Kick now, so make sure that you follow both of our Kicks. If you are interested in sports betting, make sure you follow us, all of our socials on Twitter. I just started a Discord, Bet with Mills. Make sure you join that. It's growing like crazy. Scott's a moderator. He's a co-owner of it, so he'll be on there as well. Just make sure you focus on that socials page if you do enjoy this and you do want to get more involved, because we talk to all of our viewers and everything. So yeah, get involved with the community, bet with us, give us some advice. If if you got a game that you really like, just let us know. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. We love y'all.
All right, guys. See you next week. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's always a pleasure around these parts.
Hell yeah.
Go win some money.
Adios.